town hidden deep within a lush valley, life once felt like a scene from a dream. The streets were alive with laughter, children raced through golden fields, and neighbors exchanged warm smiles at every corner. It was the kind of place where traditions thrived and innocence was woven into the very fabric of daily life. But something changed. The laughter faded, the streets grew restless, and chaos took root where simplicity once reigned. It started subtly, like a shadow creeping in at sunset. A nearby city began to boom with industry and innovation, pulling the town's youth toward its glittering promises. Parents watched with pride as their children left for schools and opportunities far greater than the town could offer. At first, the changes were small. A new shop selling modern gadgets, a few more cars on the road. But soon the town began to feel different. When the youth returned, they weren't the same. Their once bright eyes seemed distant, their hands constantly fiddling with glowing screens. They stopped gathering at the village square, no longer eager to share stories or help with the harvest. Instead, they spoke of city life, of trends and desires foreign to the town's way of life. One summer, the cracks in the town's foundation widened. A group of young adults came back from the city, but their arrival was anything but celebratory. They brought with them whispers of nightlife, easy money, and new habits that unsettled their families. At first, these influences stayed in the shadows, small gatherings in hidden corners, the faint smell of smoke in the air. But the shadows grew bolder. Drugs quietly infiltrated the town, starting at parties and spreading like wildfire. Social media, once seen as a harmless way to connect, became a mirror reflecting a glamorous but hollow lifestyle. Teens began chasing images of wealth, beauty, and rebellion, believing it was the only path to relevance. Respect for elders crumbled, school attendance dropped, and petty conflicts erupted into full-blown fights. The final blow came with the arrival of a stranger. He was slick and persuasive, an outsider who knew exactly how to exploit the vulnerabilities of the restless youth. He promised them excitement, quick cash, and a taste of the life they envied online. One by one, they fell into his web. Mark was one of them. The town had always seen him as a beacon of hope, a bright student with dreams of becoming an engineer. But under the stranger's influence, Mark abandoned his studies. His mother, a widow who had worked tirelessly to support him, begged him to come back to the life he'd once cherished. But Mark's eyes, once filled with determination, now held only defiance. He wasn't the only one. Petty crimes became the norm. Shops were robbed, homes broken into, and rival groups of teens clashed in the streets. Parents whispered among themselves, terrified of what their children might become. The once peaceful town felt as though it was spiraling out of control. The elders of the town, desperate to save what was left, gathered in the old town hall. They debated, argued, and questioned where they had gone wrong. Some blamed the allure of technology, others pointed to the city's influence. But deep down, they all felt the sting of their own inaction. In a last-ditch effort, they started a mentorship program, pairing troubled youth with older mentors who could guide them. For a brief moment, it seemed like hope was returning. A few teens re-enrolled in school, others found honest jobs, but the pull of chaos was too strong, and for every success story, another child slipped further away. Just as despair threatened to consume the town, a spark of hope appeared in the form of a 17-year-old girl named Emma. She had watched her brother, one of the first to fall under the outsider's spell, transform into someone she barely recognized. Determined not to lose anyone else, Emma decided to fight back. Emma didn't have money or influence, but she had passion and a plan. She created a safe space for the youth, a place where they could gather without judgment, where they could be reminded of who they were before the chaos began. Using the same social media platforms that had once driven the town's decline, Emma spread messages of hope. She posted videos showcasing the town's beauty, stories of resilience, and reminders of the values that once united them. Her movement gained momentum. Local businesses offered sponsorships for events like sports tournaments and music nights. Slowly, the youth began to rediscover the joy of community. For some, it was a lifeline that pulled them back from the brink. Not every story had a happy ending. Some were too deeply entangled in the chaos to find their way back. But the town was learning that progress wasn't the enemy and that balance was key. They began to embrace change without losing sight of their roots. The outsider who had brought so much harm eventually disappeared, driven away by the community's resilience. The streets, once filled with tension, started to echo with laughter again. It wasn't the same as before, but it was a start. The town, once a symbol of innocence, had become a testament to resilience. The youth had stumbled, as every generation does, but they proved that with love, support, and determination, they could rise again. So what happened to our youth? They faced the world's challenges head-on, were tested, and for a time, they faltered. But in the end, they reminded everyone of a simple truth. Even in chaos, there is hope. Enjoyed the story? Show your support. If this video moved you or made you think, hit that like button to let us know. Your likes help us reach more people who need to hear stories like this. Want more captivating content? Subscribe to our channel for powerful stories, thought-provoking topics, and lessons that inspire change. Don't miss out. Turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we upload new videos. Be part of our growing community that values real stories and meaningful conversations. Your voice matters. Share your thoughts in the comments. What was your favorite part of this story? Your engagement inspires us to keep creating impactful content. Thank you for your support. Together, we can make a difference.